Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday evening of Spotlight here on JTV Channel 55. I'm Ed Renka, and we have another interesting and informative program for you this evening. The poker run is scheduled to come up this weekend, and we have the organizers here along with other persons talking about safety and how to have the most enjoyable experience in this poker run. So that's going to be very interesting and important. Even if you don't have a boat, you can still go to the poker run. We're going to tell you all about that as well. Also, internationally known local designer Kristen Frazier will be showcasing 6 of her talented proteges and their work. So stay tuned. That's going to be a very, very great show tonight. But I'm going to go right into it right now. I want to introduce my first guest, Nick Willis. He's the founder and organizer of the poker run, along with Dave Smith. And Dave is known for boating, and he was a former shipping registry senior officer. He's now the chief security officer of Ports Authority, and he's going to talk to us about safety during the poker run. Nick, Dave, welcome to Spotlight. Good to have you guys.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you, Bella.
Yes. I will just get a little background, because I don't know how many people know about the origin of the poker run and what it really means as a social event.
It's definitely, it's becoming more and more a social event. There are sort of more boats that just come here. It's never been a race. It's never been a race. It's meant to go round to 5 stops in the BVIs, and the BVIs are the most spectacular spots to visit anyway. But when you've got friends with other boats round you, it makes it even better on the water. So way before that, in 2002, my wife and I sat on a wall in Leverick Bay, and we said, Memorial Day is empty. What can we do to get something going here? And we came upon this idea with some friends, and the following year we actually put it out there and tried to get Poker Run to get people to know what it was, and eventually got through to some boats from Puerto Rico. And we were waiting on that wall, and 12 boats came round the corner, and we had a super time. There was no rain. It was just such a great time. So it went on from there, and we both thought, look, if numbers go down, we'll stop it. But no, every year the people came, and more boats and more people came, and to the point now that we've got a monster. It's happening.
You remember how many, can you tell offhand how many boats you had last year, for example?
I believe it was between 150 to 200 boats. And with what I'm hearing in Tortola at the moment, because round about 90% of people that enter are local guys that live here, I hear there are 6 more boats being bought specially for this
event. Yeah, and the people coming from the boats come from Puerto Rico. Are they increasing?
Yeah, they
because it serves as a tourism attraction as well.
It is, and the tourist board have been amazing, and they put it out there in Puerto Rico. They arrive on the Friday, which is this Friday coming, and we all go out in our boats and welcome all these boats coming over. There's 18, 19, 20 boats this year, which is super. We've got 4 coming from St. Martin, and we've got about 8 coming from St. Croix. And I haven't heard how many from St. Thomas, but it's always about 15, 20, even 25 from there.
And you haven't been able to calculate in dollars the economic benefit, or the tourist board hasn't been able to help you to calculate in dollars the tourism value, you know, the income that it generates into the territory. Of course, it's one thing to buy a hand during a poker run, but people come in, they buy food, they stay in hotels, they rent cars, they buy gas.
They do. They do. No, I haven't, but I know Virgin Gorda is full, and that's not just Leverick Bay. And I know a lot of the guys stay at Scrub Island down there at West End. It's got to be
so
good.
they come to the weekend to hang out.
Yes.
Just not just for the poker run, but to hang out. And that's the poker run is the attraction.
Yes.
Now I know that I've heard in the past that some of the proceeds from the poker run, some of the money that you get from the poker run, you donate to charity. Is that?
I have donated right from day one. It started on the first year in 2002. We sort of gained about $500 and we gave it to a charity. Up to now, we've actually raised $85,000 and we've given it to one, for instance, is the pool that we're building at the school up at Virgin Gorda, and it's just great to see. It gives us so much of a thrill to see that our money from this event is going somewhere like this. So yes, it is.
Okay. Now, it's not a race, you know, but I watch television, I see the boats, and they're really some spectacular looking boats as well. Going real fast up and down the place, helicopter taking pictures. You have big groups of persons on big boats and on ferries and so on. But it's not a race. So what is the joy? How does it work?
Cool.
Everybody just, I think, on that day, just enjoy the thrill of being out there in a power-driven vessel, just traveling, just through the BVI, from island to island. I don't think there's another place on earth that we could have done such an event and have it all the stops and at different islands in such close proximity and safe waters as well.
Safe, calm waters.
Exactly, right? Where we're running around, there are hardly any reefs or anything of that sort. So it really is a thrill just to be, out on a boat. I think you said you never done it before, so this is your year.
This is my head.
This is your year.
I'm thinking about it. I'm giving it some serious
I'll give you a registration form now.
Well, since you said registration form, well, no, I don't want to get the registration form yet, but I want to know how it works. You go from, where are the islands? What islands are you going to this year?
Basically, everybody meets at Laverick Bay to start with. As early as possible, please, folks, because there's a lot to do in the morning, and getting, up to 200 boats ready and organized at the start, to get them all going is quite.
So you want everyone to start at the same time?
No, we stagger it to a point, but we're doing things a little bit different now. I shall be in the Corinthian, which is a ferry boat from Bitter End Yacht Club. They've graciously donated it just to start the whole thing off. And I want to get everybody to follow me out of North Sound so that we get every boat away from the Calcoon Reef.
Exactly.
Once everybody's out, Corinthian will bear round to the starboard side, going towards Necker Island, and we want to get all the boats that are participating to pass us to port side. This way, we haven't got that bottleneck at Calcoon, and it gets everybody out there to open space. Safety, safety, safety.
And the first stop is where?
From us, pick the first card with us, then the second card to pick up at Harbourview Marina. And that's on there, it's just below the bridge on Tortola.
In East End.
In East End, yes. Okay, yes, I know where that is. Okay, so you come into Harbourview, and you pick up a card there.
That's right.
Okay.
Then from there, we go on to Scaramouche Restaurant, which is West End in Soper's Hole. And there's a big sign there. If anybody hasn't seen it before, there's a big sign. From Scaramouche, then we go to Pirates. Now, Pirates on Norman Island is the big lunch stop.
So you go all the way, you go to West End and then you come back up east?
Up to Norman.
It's like you come down on the north side of Drake's Channel, and then you go back on the south side of Drake Channel, heading east. So you're coming west at one point, all the way to Frenchman's Quay in Soper's Hole at Scaramouche. And then you're heading around the corner of Frenchman's Quay, and then heading back on the south side of Drake's Channel to Norman Island, and then back up.
Yeah, from there, that's...
You following us?
Okay, well, I'm trying to. I'm not sure. Yeah. It just seems, like a long way to go west.
To come back.
You would think that you would go from Harbourview to Norman Island, and then
Yes,
points
but we
points
need,
west.
we need places to stop to pick up the cards.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is the reason why we have 5 different stops. But
So,
Norman Island,
so you go back, you come up, you go to Scaramouche and West
Yes.
End, Soapers Hole.
that's right.
And you come back to Norman Island, Pirates Bite.
That's
and then
right.
where you go from there?
A lovely long ride, then up to Virgin Gorda again,
Okay.
to Rendezvous Bar, which is in the yacht harbour.
Okay.
And that'll pick up their 5th card at Rendezvous. From there, back to Leverick Bay
Okay.
for a 6th wild, and this year it's a Flow wild card. Flow and Sol have sponsored us big time on this, and they are actually doing the last card for the guys.
So on each stop, there's a card you pick up.
Yes.
And then when you get to the final destination, back to Leverick Bay, who have the best hand?
Best hand wins.
Wins. The best
Wins.
poker hand wins.
That's right.
Okay.
Poker.
Now, on each stop, is there entertainment? I mean, what is the fun? How long do you stop at a stop?
Yeah.
You just pick up a card and go, or you
Some
hang
do,
out? How you do that?
Some don't. I know Harbourview always has something on. Not only
Norman Island will probably have something.
Norman
going.
Island has got a huge
That's
thing.
the biggest stop.
That's the biggest
Yeah.
stop. Pirates Bite is the biggest stop.
Yes.
So you party there for a while.
Yeah.
The mountain of food that Rupert puts out, you
Yeah.
wouldn't believe. It's amazing. Scaramouche is saying they're going to have music. Now, when you get back to Rosie's in Rendezvous Bar in Virgin Gorda, she's always got a live band, and the boats stay, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. They may stay longer, but depending on how much they're enjoying.
Because I'm trying to get the feel for the best experience during a poker run. What activities should you be looking forward to for enjoyment? So you go to a stop, you get a card. Besides getting a card, you could hang
Yes,
out,
hang out, yeah.
you
That's
can
right.
eat,
Yeah.
you can.
I'm
you can
watching the
have a
boats
drink.
coming in as well,
Yeah.
Cromwell.
And, okay.
It's super. Boaters
And then
love
you meet your
boaters.
friends who
Yeah,
got
exactly,
boats, and
exactly.
you hang
Yeah.
out for a little
So
while, and you get
All
back.
the stops have something to offer in all actuality, like Nick said, the Norman Island stop is mainly the food stop. It's like a lot of people, I think from my experience over the years, a lot of people stay there and hang out there for a longer period that they would do in East End or Frenchman's Key.
Okay.
But it's all the stops have different things to offer.
And of course, if you don't have a boat now this year, persons like me, there are group boats. You could
There are group boats
join
all around
Can
which
I-
you can join. Speedies have a beautiful value for the day. I think it's about $50 a head, and they've got a band even on board and food and everything else. So yes, no bad thing at all.
Okay. And now, what about the requirements? How do you register and how do you participate?
Okay. To start with, get to us as soon as you can in the morning, Leverick Bay. And deciding on how many hands they have. Each hand is $250. And my girls, my team, as I call them, are at Leverick in the morning, ready to sign you up. And with that $250 hand, we give you a wristband, which you show at each stop. And you pull
You
a
get
card.
you get your card.
You pull a card against that number, basically, and you go back. And as you say, you just get back to Leverick, and the highest hand wins.
Okay. Now, what about prizes? What are the prizes here? I've heard stories up to $5,000.
It's all depending on the amount of wristbands
So
that I can sell.
What was the prize last year?
Last year was $8,000 for first prize, and then 5, and then 3 going down to the third prize. And I believe we gave 10 to charity last year. And then from 3 onwards, then there are other lovely prizes. For instance, Leverick Bay Restaurant is giving a meal for 2 people. We're giving a long weekend away. So there's lots of other little bits, up to 11 prizes in all.
And when you come back to Leverick Bay, you got music, entertainment.
Then our biggest thing is Mr. Nice Guy's fashion show.
Fashion. Okay.
Now, this year, he's doing a video. And now what video? It's a video of Kings of the Boat Life sung by Iritical.
Yeah.
I believe he's a singer from
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, from East End.
But his show is absolutely amazing, and it also gives chance for us volunteers to go in the back office and get all the prizes sorted out with number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5.
Okay,
So it works both ways.
Now, we're going to need to talk about safety, of course, because drinking, having a good time, fast
Dave.
boats, fast boats, beautiful people. You know, it's there's some challenges, the potential challenges there. What should boaters know about being safe on that day?
Well, everybody needs to be mindful of what they're doing. This is boating we're talking about, and we refer to traveling on the water as the road. You know, they're rules of the road. So we would like, you know, most people, or the majority of people who operate vessels, know about the rules of the road. So we'd like everybody to stay focused of what those rules are and follow them. But the only thing is that this road isn't a solid road in terms of you get overboard or whatever the case may be, you sink. It's not like on the road where you fall out of a car.
You just can't get off.
You just can't get off. Stay in the boat, you know? Yeah. So we'd like to push things like, you know, the life jacket, very important. And, you know, a lot of the boats...
So everybody in the boat should have one
have a life jacket, you know? And you would need to wear one that is more suitable, like a jacket type, so that, you know, if you fall off the boat in high speeds, at least the jacket wouldn't be ripped off of you. You understand? And then it would help you also with impact.
So you need to zip it. You need to zip it up.
Zip it up, strap it up. You know, there's nice ones that a lot of kids wear. You know, that looks almost like a jacket.
Yes.
Those are very good.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Well, you know, so the jacket is one thing. I would also speak to overloading. You know, we see a lot of, sometimes you see the videos after and you see, you know, the boats, and they would seem to be too many people on those boats. So we would be asking people to be mindful of how many people they're carrying. You know, we know that a lot of the friends, you know, of a boat owner that day, everybody's going to
want to go and
want to go. But they need to stay mindful about that situation.
And each boat has a capacity, and each owner knows that capacity.
Exactly. You know, so you don't want people on your boat bow riding, for example. You know, standing on a part of the boat that you figure that they're going fast and they can probably fall over. And
you want everybody seated in the seated area.
Seated. If you're going to be standing and holding on, make sure you do it inside the boat, not, you know,
not on the
exposed.
Deck. Oh, exposed.
Right. Okay. Right.
Give you opportunity to fall off.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly.
And now I know those fast boats, they have keys that if you get thrown out, the key just pulls out of the boat to turn the engines off.
One of the big things on my list. It's called a kill switch.
Okay.
And like you say, it's a mechanism that's connected to the switch of the boat. So it's why they call it a kill switch. It kills everything, you know, and it'll keep you alive, you know. So it's basically like a rubber band. So you just clip it on. The driver would clip it on to him. So if he gets jerked around or, you know, jolted out of the boat for any distance of that string, then it kills the engines and the boat would stop. So it's a very important thing. And the thing is with having these equipment is usage. Because there's no sense in having the kill switch and have the string hanging there and you're not using it. Right. It's the same thing like a life jacket. Right. What's the use of having the life jacket if you're not going to use it? You know.
And so with a kill switch, if you get thrown, if the driver gets thrown overboard, the likelihood of getting caught in the engine and being injured is diminished because
right away it shuts down.
And the boat going a far distance from the driver
from who got thrown over. Exactly.
Okay, so that's really important.
Yeah. And then, you know, like we're gonna have, we talked about the stops already. So all these stops, you know, they're inside harbors. So we would want boaters to be mindful of entering the harbor. You know, slow down, take their time to enter. Of course, there would be other yachts, other boats anchored in these different places. So you'd also, you know, have to be mindful of those people.
Right.
You know,
you want to create waves to rock the boat.
So you need to slow down
and stop the persons in the anchorage.
Exactly. You know, so that we can be, you know.
Is there like a mileage you shouldn't exceed, a speed you shouldn't exceed when you're coming in and going out of the harbor?
If you look
like
at the
10
rules,
knots,
if you look at the rules, it will tell you safe speed. It doesn't really give you a number like per se 5 knots or 10 knots, because depending on your size of your boat, 5 knots may be a safe speed. It depends on how far you are from that other person. It may be safe speed. So putting a number on it, I never, from experience, I never like to say, you know, proceed at 5 knots or 10 knots, because that speed is different per vessel and per location.
So you have to use your judgment
and operate at a safe speed.
Use your best judgment.
Operate at a safe speed.
Okay. Now people are going to be drinking, you know, and we have a big campaign all over the world about drinking and driving, and you tend to think driving, you know, you have cars coming and going in close proximity, but on the water you tend to think, well, the distance between boats is sort of safe, so you don't have to pay that much attention to lanes and you know, keeping a safe distance from a boat. What you have to tell boaters about that?
I think we have one of the things on the list there, Nick, is a designated driver. So whoever's driving this boat,
yeah,
we need them to be designated as such for that
and
day.
They need to be sober
and no alcohol. Now, I don't think myself, Nick, or even you would actually say we don't want no drinking on that day period, because we know people are having fun.
Right.
But and before we started here, me and Nick was talking about drinking the sun and salt water in a good mixture. Not at all.
Okay. No, it isn't.
So we want people to be mindful of their alcohol.
The sun with alcohol consumption way out.
Yeah, it does. And if you get fatigue, you know what else happens after your fatigue.
You don't want to fall asleep driving a boat.
No, not at all.
Dave, not at all. What I always say, the captain is in charge of his boat.
Of his vessel, yeah.
He's in charge of not only his boat, the people inside it, and he must be responsible. You know, we don't want anything to happen, and please hear our say.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, dock in your boat when you go into the anchorage to get your card. And I've seen boats dock, you know, like several deep, 5, 6 deep. You know, you got to go from one boat to the next boat to the next boat.
Yeah, you call that rafting.
Rafting.
Yeah.
Now, it seems to me that there could be some inconveniences there. Is there any, for lack of a better word, rules of consideration that boaters need to have towards each other when they raft? Is that something each boater expects and knows, and they have a system?
Yeah, I would think they expect it, you know. And I've never seen, like I said, in my years, and I think I've been around since 2002 when the poker run actually started for quite a while, and I don't think I've ever heard a ruckus because of, you know, rafting. I would say to boaters though to be mindful of the other person's boat. So shoes. You know, your hat, sole shoes and stuff like that. You don't want to walk on somebody. Exactly.
And you want to have your
fenders in place and stuff. So be mindful of the person that you're going to raft on, you know, and be mindful of their property as well. As well as you wouldn't want anybody to walk on your boat.
You don't want your boat scratched. You want others that they have a
exactly. You know, but there's so many boats. And so a lot of the docking facility, the docks and stuff like that at these different locations can't handle all those boats at one time. So, you know, if we get even a spread out arrival, it even works even better, you know. But rafting will happen, you know, and like I said, in my years, I've never seen, you know, any problems.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Okay, well, we've fallen under the tyranny of the clock. And we need to say, we've scored around it all night, but the poker run is happening this Sunday coming.
It's happening on the 29th.
On the 29th, Sunday the 29th.
Yes.
And it starts out at Laverick Bay. So you need to get up to Laverick Bay, preferably before 10 o'clock.
I prefer 9 o'clock because
to get there before
I've got a certain something for everybody out there to see this time. It's a boat coming down from Miami. And they've come specially because they've seen what we do, and you breached on it very quickly, as you started, you know, how things are spreading and how things are coming back. They've started from Miami now to come down for our little old poker run. It's not bad. So guys out there, come and see this boat. It's a beautiful boat.
I've met people from New York already to this poker run.
Well,
you know.
So it's great. And I know the Tourist Board is supporting it because they called me to come on the show.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
and
time.
it certainly has become another event, you know, just like the Lobster Fest and the Culinary Arts.
Exactly.
And
it's labeled.
It's branded, and it's now part of the BVI brand.
Exactly.
So it's exciting. I'm thinking about coming this time, so I'll see how that works out.
Super.
But any last words? Anything I forgot to ask you? Something that you need to mention? We're under the tyranny of the clock.
I really, every year, I post in the Beacon. Where is it now? Just a thank you to absolutely everybody that helps us. Monica and I started it. Now we've got our volunteers that put all their time in every time this poker run comes in, and they really do well. Just to say in person, just thank you all. Volunteers, sponsors, and indeed the guys that enter. It's amazing. Thank you.
Well, Nick, it's great to have you. All the best.
Great to see you.
Yes, Dave, it's always good to see you.
Good to meet you, man.
Yes, man. We're going to take a break for word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to come back with our internationally famous designer, Kristen Fraser. And she's got 6 young persons that she's been training. We're going to talk about their work, and we're going to talk about the summer sizzle that's coming up as well. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.